The Chicago Bears wrapped up their final practice before their first preseason game and their final practice that is open to the public. As far as the offense is concerned, thank God the Bears have DJ Moore. But on the defensive side of the ball, there is a lot to be excited about, especially seeing Yannick Ngakoue with his first time practicing with the Bears in team action, and the defense put on a show, specifically the defensive line, because there wasn't any interceptions by the secondary against Justin Fields today, but the defensive line was getting pressure all practice long, all in his face. Everybody literally from right to left on the defensive line was getting pressure. So before I dive in, I do want to go over some of the injuries and what to expect as far as who is going to play in the opening preseason game. First and foremost, Chase Claypool was injured yesterday's practice and he did not practice today. Yesterday he went on a one-on-one route and pulled up and held his hamstring, so not sure how severe that is. Hopefully that's something where he can be good to go week 1, but hamstring injuries can nag. They can, linger for longer than you would like, so I wouldn't be surprised if the Bears shut Claypool down for the rest of preseason. Hopefully, once again, it's not too serious and he'll be able to be a full participant once the season starts, but for now, Chase Claypool might be out for a little bit. Nathan Peterman, third string quarterback, was not at practice. Josh Blackwell was not at practice either. Then the guys who are still out, who have been out for a couple days now: Jaquan Brisker, Terrell Smith, Tremaine Edmonds, Lucas Patrick, Nate Davis, DeMarcus Walker, and then Travis Homer and Dylan Cole, some backup guys who are also out. Back at practice, Terrell Lewis and Dante Pettis, who are out. Well, Pettis has been out all of camp so far. Terrell Lewis has been out the past practice, but they're both back in action. Dante Pettis removed from the non-football list. Again, head coach Matt Eberflus persists that none of the recurring injuries are anything to be concerned long term. Nate Davis still has not practiced in pads with the team yet, so whatever you want to speculate there, we don't know what his injury is. I'm not going to speculate, but you guys can feel free to speculate all you want. But again, we don't know what's going on, and Matt Eberflus said that it's nothing long term. So hopefully Chase Claypool is back. Hopefully all of these guys are good to go week 1, at least as many as possible. So getting on to the action, I didn't make a video yesterday. If you guys saw my community tab, I was live on Just Another Year Chicago, their YouTube. I did a live stream with them yesterday, so if you guys want to check that out, I'll have the link in the description. But yesterday and today, the defense has won practice and the offense is starting to look a little shaky now. Justin Fields is getting a little bit more comfortable with using his legs in camp. He didn't too much early on in camp, but now the offensive line is kind of starting to break down. Rookie Gervon Dexter is getting a lot of pressure. He's looking like he's getting a little bit quicker off of the ball. And I mentioned in one of my previous videos a couple practices ago that reporters noticed that he was the last off of the ball, and Matt Eberflus confirmed that he needs to get quicker if he wants to be elite. Well, so far it seems that Gervon is getting slowly but surely faster off the line of scrimmage, and his strength is just overwhelming. Yannick Ngakoue had no trouble getting around Braxton Jones today. There was one play where Braxton bested Yannick Ngakoue, I will mention that, so good on the young left tackle. Also, Andrew Billings has been a menace on the defensive line. Andrew Billings is one of the strongest players in the NFL. Even though he's not a big name player in the NFL, he is a sneaky huge signing for the Bears, and he has been feasting during practice. But Braxton Jones had an instance during yesterday's practice where he held his own against Andrew Billings in a bull rush. So it's good to hear that Braxton Jones is having some wins. He's not winning every rep. Like I said, Yannick Ngakoue was getting around him today as well, but Braxton Jones is a late round guy. He's not like a first overall pick or anything, but he seems to be serviceable and he's fixed a little bit of his strength. So hopefully he can at least be what he was last year, minus a few of those sacks. Darnell Wright has gotten beat a few times in camp, but overall he's looking good. Brian Baldinger from NFL Network, goes by Baldy, he said he was impressed with what he saw out of Darnell Wright in yesterday's practice, and then again in today's practice, reporters said he was looking nice, nimble, and quick on some run plays. So Darnell Wright is finally slowly getting his feet under him, and I think he's going to be a pillar for the Bears offensive line. But The interior is what's really starting to break down. Tevin Jenkins, I'm not hearing too much from him, but it's mostly from the right guard position because we don't have Nate Davis, and then our backup right guard, Lucas Patrick, is also injured, so we're down to our third string right guard, Jatiri Carter, who is a 7th round draft pick from last year, and from what I heard, the defensive line was kind of making light of him, and they had no problems getting around him. So there was plenty of times where Justin Fields is getting flushed out of the pocket and having to use his legs during practice, and it's not great news, but again, I'm not gonna hit the panic button because we got to remember last year Justin Fields was still putting up points with the worst offensive line in the league. So even if it's jumping up 10 spots on the offensive line rankings in the NFL, we're gonna see improvement from this offense. But I don't know, man. It is a little worrisome about how much pressure the defensive line is getting on the offense. Now, on the contrary, you could say it's good to see that the defensive line is getting pressure because last year the defensive line got absolutely zero pressure. So, whatever way you want to look at it, we're not going to truly know until the games start. But so far, Justin Fields has had to rely on DJ Moore heavily, and DJ Moore is answering the phone when he is called. He is looking every bit of a superstar. If you guys have been following my videos, or not even just my videos specifically, but just following along with what's happening with the team, Chase Claypool has been the star of camp leading up to the point where he got injured, and DJ Moore is not skipping a beat, and he is still that reliable target that Justin Fields can go to when he needs a play to be made, whether it be a deep ball, a ball across the middle, or a short ball. DJ Moore is there for Justin Fields. So is Darnell Mooney. He's starting to get going a little bit more as well. The clip that the Bears released yesterday from practice was a nice deep pass from Justin Fields to Darnell Mooney. He has been ramping up from his injury, and he seems like he's gotten his speed back. So as far as the weapons go, Claypool's injury is a blow to the wide receiver room. Like I said, hopefully he's back sooner than later, but the amount of weapons that Justin Fields has had, the blow is a little bit less because it's not like we're down and out our best receiver. We still have our top 2 guys as far, at least chemistry-wise, with Justin Fields. And then some other guys who have been impressive in camp these past 2 days. Noah Sewell, rookie linebacker, has been impressing and turning heads. He's been making some big hits and filling in for injured linebackers, and he's starting to look like the guy who was one of the highest recruited linebackers in the nation, one of the highest recruited players, period, in the nation. And reports were that if he went to the draft a year earlier, he potentially could have been a late first or a 2nd round pick. He went back to college for another year, kind of had a down year, and ended up slipping to the Bears. But the talent is still there, and he's slowly looking like a potential draft steal for Ryan Poles and the Chicago Bears, and he is showing out during camp. Running back Deontay Foreman is also looking pretty good during camp, and so is Roschon Johnson. He's hitting a lot of people, putting nice cracking on the defense. So the running back trio is definitely putting on and showing out. So overall, the team is really looking good everywhere besides the inconsistencies of the interior offensive line. I mean, again, if you only have one weakness on the entire team, and Justin Fields sufficed with that same weakness, which was even weaker last year, this year, you want to be a little bit more excited as far as the team being able to overcome some of the weaknesses. And I tweeted it out, if you guys follow me on Twitter, that this is year 2 of a year 3 rebuild. Ryan Poles is not done adding to this team, and he likes to build through the draft, so you have to give it time. We're not going to be a perfect team all the way around. We're not going to have the Eagles offensive line year 2 of the rebuild. That being said, there is going to be times this season where the offensive line may potentially be frustrating, but luckily for us and luckily for the Bears, Justin Fields is a mastermind at evading pressure, and that's like, one of his best skilled traits is his legs. So there's times in practice where he's avoiding sacks and still making plays. So you don't want the offensive line to be allowing pressure. You don't want Fields to be running for his life, but it is nice to hear that he's getting the ball out a lot quicker, which can make up for a lesser offensive line if that's what the case is. He's getting the ball out with quick routes to guys like Mooney and DJ Moore, and of course his tight ends he can lean on. Lean on, I mixed the 2 words, but it's nice to know that even when things aren't going perfect for the offense, Justin Fields is still able to find a way to make plays, and DJ Moore is just a gift from God. He is heaven sent, because it doesn't matter what the defense does, it doesn't matter what they throw at him, who covers him, it doesn't matter. Justin Fields just has to throw it in his vicinity, and he's coming down with the ball. I mean, I'm hearing reports that Fields would throw a ball just a little bit behind DJ Moore, and Moore would just snag it out of the air like it's nothing. He's making hard things look incredibly easy. Justin Fields isn't having the most perfect camp either, but he's having a way better camp than he did last year, and even through, the ups and downs, he's still finding a way to get the ball in his playmakers' hands. And the final thing from practice today, I think my favorite part to hear, is that after practice, Yannick Ngakoue was spending extra time working with rookie Gervon Dexter, and he's been working with Dominique Robinson as well. So Yannick Ngakoue is immediately becoming a leader on the team already. It's his first week with the team, and he's already spending time, teaching the younger guys his moves, some of his favorite things to do, some techniques that he likes to use, whether it be hand techniques. Of course, Gervon Dexter isn't an edge rusher, so he's not going to teach him how to rush on the edge. But as far as being an NFL veteran who has had 8+ sacks in 7+ years, he knows a lot about hand placement and footwork, and he has a lot that he can teach to a guy like Gervon Dexter, who's 6'6", just freak of nature, who has basketball height, who is gonna be a beast in the middle of the Bears defense. So it's really great to hear that Yannick Ngakoue is passing on his knowledge to the younger guys, and I cannot wait to see this defense. I think this defense is going to shock a lot of people. They're going to turn heads. I wouldn't be shocked if it was a top 15 defense, and middle of the pack is all you can ask for after being a bottom defense last year. But again, I think the defense can shock a lot of people. The coaches have confirmed that the starting offense, including Justin Fields, will be playing on Saturday in the preseason opener. This offense needs all the reps they can get. I don't know how much they're going to play, whether it be a drive or two or a quarter, but the first team offense will play. They do need those reps. So tomorrow, stay tuned. Feel free to subscribe, because I'm going to be bringing you guys what we should expect from our first preseason game, who to look out for, what to expect as far as who's going to play, what amount of snaps on Saturday. So stay tuned for that. Feel free to drop a like, drop a comment. Let me know how you're feeling, if you guys enjoy these type of videos that I'm bringing you guys. And if you want to stay updated on all your Bears news, go ahead and click on one of my previous videos, because I've covered every single day of camp so far. So I'll see you guys on one of those videos.